Horizon Chance, Homosuji Reacts, and this is Kerbal Space Program 4 War. Okay. Why is it called Space Program? Isn't it scuffed program or something? I don't know. But yeah, I didn't thought that he was going to make another one, at least not so soon for me at least, because I recently watched his all three of them, right? First, second, and third. And I got the impression that he's kind of done with it. I know people told me in the comments and everywhere like he is doing the fourth one, right? But majority of people saying that he only planned to make three. So I'm like, even if he's gonna make, it's gonna take time or something. I didn't expect so soon, so it's gonna be awesome. I remember in the third one, Kevin basically reached to Proxima, Proxima B or whatever, right, where he was going apparently before him. So he got funds and everything. He has his own Saudi funder or something. I don't know. And he got there and apparently attacked. So I don't know if he's gonna pick up from there or this is gonna be something else. But yeah, let's watch it. Of course, it's from there.
That's not good.
Kevin's coming for you. Okay. He planned all that shit up.
You know what? I'm gonna go. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Huh! Yeah, see you later, idiots.
Wait a minute, did he just add all those animation as a creative thing, or you can actually bomb shit in this game? You can actually attack places? Damn, I love this.
Oh. Hey guys. Jimmy. Where'd he go? He drove away in his space car.
I love this so much because this is like a South Park style joke, right? When everything ends up in the end, they shows that in the end, all of, if you put all aside, there's still just some students, right? There's just some angry student who hates his teacher. So it's just like, talking to his classmate, Jimmy, where did it go? So this is so good. All this epic, Darth Vader type shit with all those spaceships and attacking at this larger scale. Oh, Jimmy, where did it go?
Wait. What? Wait. Can I at least have my phone? What? Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna watch some YouTube now. I guess you guys can leave. True that.
Yep.
This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is cloth made.
What the back room?
Wait a minute. Holy shit. It's my brand new plush line. That's right, boys. I've partnered up with Makeshift and made this little boy right here. Look at him. He wants to enter your house. That's right. Your very own frog in a suit. Kick him, crush him, dap him up aggressively. Don't lose sight of him. He'll sneak into your walls and won't stop knocking. Put him above you. Imposing, striking, dominant. This is a frog who thinks you are pathetic. Put him below you. Sad, apathetic, and resigned to his fate. For real, this is the single highest quality plush I have ever seen in my life. The exterior is fleece. The suit is stitched on very well. The eyes are embroidered and hard. And... oh my god. You can own one of these boys today by clicking the first link in the description or that horrible, smelly, slimy pinned comment. Do it fast. After 30 days, they will no longer be for sale. Gentlemen, I have one goal with this campaign. Sell more plushes than this goddamn stupid cat. Look at it. This fucking stupid thing. What is wrong with it? Okay, that's kind of cute. This dumbass cat has sold over 1,500 plushes, and we need to sell more. Click that link in the pinned comment and buy it. I assure you, you will not regret your decision.
Oh my god, seriously man, what he said is true. This plush toy from the below looks kind of a little sad and like, you know, with that kind of eyes. But if you put it on top, somehow it looks different.
Yeah.
What's with the fly noise?
Oh shit.
Chose a student.
Hey guys, fancy seeing you again. How you been? Sir, why'd you, run away? Anyway, we've set a course for Eeloo, which as you can see, is rapidly oh shit! And would you look at that? Back at the start of the last video, stranded on Eeloo. Kevin has gone ahead and destroyed pretty much every base I built with his giant armada. Ouagadougou, annihilated. Urk, dead. Obson Kerman, face down in a highly corrosive lake. Djibouti, it's seen better days, and most importantly, he's murdered all the Kerbals in the KSC and taken it over for himself. Gentlemen, the Bean Space program is in shambles. All thanks to this rat bastard. Today, we're not building rockets, we're building weapons. Instead of fuel and oxidizer, we have gunpowder and high explosives. Instead of a noble quest to push the boundaries of discovery and science, we're here to kill, destroy, and conquer. My sources tell me that Kevin is rebuilding the KSC and has taken its 96 billion funds to build up military bases on other planets. Some bases are large, and some are small. Today we're going to destroy his shit-ass bases, and then I will kill him. Personally. So, let us begin.
And now it's the intro.
Okay, so first off, we need a sitrep. Kevin has in fact noticed that his hangar is empty and is currently searching for us with several hundred drones. One of those drones happens to be near us. Another thing that happens to be near us is this, the last base we built. Kevin somehow forgot about Eeloo and didn't destroy it. So using this base, we can build a craft with weapons. Its goal will be to destroy the search drone driving around on Eeloo's surface looking for us. But, to do that, we must first learn about weapons.
There you go.
War. Possibly the most ancient part of the human experience. Us apes have been killing each other for a very, very long time. And the first weapon used for this purpose was the humble rock. And then we invented this thing, and these, and some of those, and bam 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 bam, we invented chemical explosives, the topic of today's lecture. Now, how does an explosive work? Well, it's all about releasing a huge amount of energy in the shortest possible time. If you've ever thrown a log of wood in a fire, you'd know that it burns way too slow to be an explosive. But it does have a lot of energy. In fact, if you were to somehow release all the energy in the wood at once, it would be the equivalent of 14 M67 grenades. So, energy matters, and time matters, which is where explosives come in. A chemical explosive is a substance that can undergo a chemical chain reaction in a very short period of time. Now, all these explosives do is release hot, expanding gas, which you wouldn't really expect to be able to do this. So, to kill Kevin's little search drone, we'll get a nice fat bomb, strap it to something innocuous, and detonate it once it's close. For this job, we'll use this. A stroller. To prevent suspicion, we need a brave Kerbal volunteer.
Alright, I like how this is going in a different way, as in he's not trying to expand anything, but he's just gonna make this video about war with Kevin, right? I'm hoping that he goes back to the exploration bit of the game, if there is anything left, in the next part or something, but I'm pretty sure this is just gonna be about all thing about Kevin, right? I like how he added one element of like Kevin forgot about one of our spacecraft, whatever, E or whatever that was. That's basically story of lots of movies if you really think about it, right? Especially the old time movies about the kings and things, right? Somebody toppled somebody but forgot about certain piece of land or something, where basically somebody goes there and regroups and becomes even more powerful. Basically the topic being that somebody just need a bit of help to get back on their feet or something.
Here to act as the baby. Otherwise, our plan would be far too obvious. The plan is simple. Drive up next to the drone and detonate the bomb. If we're seen, we play it cool and act as if we're just another baby in its stroller. Okay, enough talking. Let's go blow some shit up.
Yep. Baby strolling on the atmosphere planet, of course.
Excellent. The threat has been eliminated. Even better, many parts of the drone are undamaged and can be salvaged for our use in our next mission. In particular, the radar and the guns. This will be quite useful because our next target is a satellite in low ELU orbit. But first, guns. How do they work? It's pretty simple. Gunpowder explodes, hot gas expands, pressure builds up behind the bullet which pushes on it, and the bullet is shot out of the barrel at high speed. Guns have been around for quite a long time. But they used to look like this, and were pretty shit. These old muskets required you to carry around two separate pouches for gunpowder and bullets. The powder would be poured down the end of the barrel, and the bullet will be placed on top. Then you get a big old stick and compact the powder and bullet, remove the stick, pour a bit of powder in this thing called the pan, cock the musket, full cock. And finally, you could shoot. One bullet. Then you'd have to do that all over again. Eventually, someone realized that shooting once every 20 seconds was less than ideal, and proper bullets, clips, belts, and
I think I remember Jim Jeffries bits about guns, like how guns made sense when there was all muskets. Because somebody gets angry, right? They have forever to load up the musket. Put the gunpowder there, put the ball in. By that point, like, oh yeah, maybe you're all right, mate, and just anger just goes away.
Magazines were invented. These could feed a gun as fast as its operator could chamber a new round. But this is also far too slow. Instead of manually operating the bolt like a peasant, people realized that the recoil of the gun could do that for you.
Yeah.
And thus, the machine gun was born. Now, bullets don't actually have that much kinetic energy, but they deploy it in a fraction of a second. Take this 50 BMG round. 50 BMG rounds can do this. Pretty impressive. Since the bullet is 45 grams and exits the barrel at 908 meters per second, we can use this equation and some quick maths to figure out that it only has about 18 kilojoules of energy. Or 5 calories. So, we've got a gun, now we need some way of aiming it. If I take this gun and try shoot down something passing overhead, this happens. The gun is aiming at where the plane is, rather than where the plane will be, and isn't leading its shots enough to get any hits. To lead our shots properly, we need to know the target's speed, distance, and direction it's traveling in. This is where radar comes in. Radar waves are simply another form of light with a much longer wave.
So wait a minute, this is an actual thing? Is this a mod or some kind of an update to the game? with radars and war elements, guns and things. Is this real? I thought, Martin basically added those things. Martin, whatever. He just added those things, right? As some kind of a creative feature.
Wavelength. If we shoot a bunch of radar waves at our target, a short amount of time later, we'll receive them back. Since we know how fast light travels, we can work out how far away an object is by measuring the time between sending and receiving the signal and dividing that by 2. We can also tell how fast it's moving by either taking its position at 2 points in time and finding the distance it covers, or by using what's called the Doppler effect. Basically, since the target is moving at a different speed than our radar, the radar waves it reflects will either be a little bit stretched or a little bit squished. Now, if we combine this funky radar technology with our gun, we get this. The Goalkeeper CIWS. The radar allows the gun to track a target, find its range and speed, and then aim at the exact spot it'll be once its bullets reach that. And, would you look at that? One CIWS ready to go. All we need to do now is wait for that pesky satellite.
Well, there you go.
Alright, next up, we're going to commandeer an ore tanker coming from one of Kevin's mining outposts on Bop. Now thus far, we've remained undetected, and I'd like to keep it that way. So instead of something big and flashy, we're going to build a ship with a laser weapon thing and a single Kerbal on a seat. The laser will destroy the guard drone, and the Kerbal will take over the tanker with the help of a very special weapon. This beautiful craft will be named
Thrombus.
So let's go. Now the guard drone is dead, we dismount our Kerbal and send him in. And the ore tanker has been secured. Now we can take it back to base and use its ore to make more mining stations to build our crafts even faster.
Alright, seriously, I like how he's basically doing all this, clever and heinous shit of war and things and using Kerbals as the center point. Like, Kerbals are gonna do that. This is so funny. Kerbal just walking like that, burning shit.
But first, we've used guns. But what if I told you that we don't need gunpowder to accelerate our little projectile? Railguns. Regular guns use good old expanding gas to move projectiles, but railguns use magnetic fields and electricity. But why bother? Regular guns are just fine. It's all about speed. That 50 PMG round I was talking about earlier could go at 908 meters per second. That's pretty dang fast, right? Yes. But if you want to go faster, then you're out of luck. Gas-powered weapons rely on how fast the gas is physically capable of expanding, and 908 meters per second is approaching the upper limit. But railguns don't have an upper limit. In fact, the only limit on their speed is how much power you can dump into the system. So how do they work? Well, you get 2 conductive rails and put the projectile in between them, which completes the circuit. Once you fire, a huge amount of power is delivered from capacitors into the rails, which creates an incredibly powerful magnetic field and launches the projectile forwards. These bad boys have been able to shoot projectiles at over 2,500 meters per second, which in KSP terms is orbital velocity. What we're going to use this technology on is this. Kevin has basically stolen the Ouagadougou design and placed it in dual orbit to collect antimatter for his fleet. Now, if you remember last video, you know that per kilo, antimatter is pretty much the most explosive thing in the universe.
Yeah.
And since Kevin's collector has a fair amount of it in storage, that makes this craft quite vulnerable. He's tried to cover for this fact by armoring up the area around the antimatter container, which is where our new railgun system comes in. The best way to cut through armor is to move faster, and railguns definitely make stuff move faster. So all you need to do is sneak in a small ship with a railgun, aim it at the antimatter storage, sit back, and watch the single, very big gamma ray firework. For this job, we've come up with this beautiful craft. Peebus. So, let's go.
Man, this is really good. So, there should be a video. He should release a video from Kevin's perspective, right? Kevin just plotting these things like, I should put armor here because I know the Martins are gonna come here and basically try to destroy this antimatter thing. This is so good. Okay.
Yeah! So far, the weapons that we've been using have been pretty baby. Sure, setting off an antimatter container creates an enormous explosion, but we don't have any antimatter and we can't really make it. But what we do have...
Wait a minute. Did it destroy the planet as well? Alright, no, I don't think it destroyed the planet, but it looked like that. Okay, I expected explosion to be bigger, or some kind of theatrics, but alright.
is uranium. Uranium, of course, can be made into bombs. Nuclear bombs. Nuclear bombs operate on a fairly simple principle. Fission, or the splitting of atoms. You split apart atoms, split atoms release energy and other particles, which go and split more atoms. This releases an enormous amount of energy. Nuclear weapon yields are measured in kilotons or megatons, referring to the equivalent amount of TNT that you'd need to detonate to match it. Now, the way you actually go about doing all this is the tricky part. There's only one natural element that's fissile, that being uranium. But uranium is pretty common, and by itself not very good for making bombs with. What you really need is a special isotope of uranium, uranium-235. The most common form of uranium, U-238, can't sustain a nuclear chain reaction, but U-235 can. The only problem is 99.3% of natural uranium is 238, whereas U-235 only makes up 0.7%. In order to make our bomb, we need to enrich this uranium from 0.7% to over 80%. This is very difficult, because chemically they're almost the exact same. The only useful difference is that U-238 has 3 more neutrons, which makes it ever so slightly heavier. The first machine used to enrich uranium was this, the Calutron, a mass spectrometer which enriched 0.7% uranium to 25% uranium at a huge rate of 50 micrograms per hour. This would take 20,000 hours or 2 years of continuous operation to make 1 single gram. It worked by shooting an ionized beam of uranium through a magnetic field. This magnetic field would deflect the beam into a collector. Since the U-238 is slightly heavier, it was deflected less than the U-235, which meant you could separate the two just a little bit. The U-235 for the Manhattan Project was made using this method, and thousands of Calutrons were built, but later dismantled for better methods, like the gas centrifuge. These bad boys take in uranium hexafluoride gas, put it into a centrifuge spinning thousands of times per second, and using the slight difference in mass, a very slightly more enriched stream of gas comes out. This needs to be repeated thousands of times, and then you get highly enriched uranium hexafluoride, which you can process later into uranium metal. Now that we've got the stuff, we need to find a way to make it go boom. The first nuclear bomb used in war, the Little Boy, used a gun design, where one part of the U-235 was shot into another using chemical explosives. Once the two parts combined, they became critical, and a nuclear chain reaction began. This was the second ever nuclear detonation and was fairly primitive by today's standards. Pretty much every nuclear weapon these days is a thermonuclear weapon. Thermonuclear bombs are a two-stage design where a regular fission bomb explodes and sets off a secondary fusion stage. That's right, they use a nuclear bomb to detonate an even more powerful nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have fusion without massive heat. Where you're supposed to get that heat? So if you have a fission bomb which explodes and gives off heat, and the trigger basically is so fast that it has to, I guess, trigger the fusion bomb at just the right moment. Because if it doesn't, the fission bomb would destroy the fusion bomb before it even triggers. So the whole mechanism is very accurate in a way, right? Which is really surprising when you really read about it, how it all works. But yeah, basically fission bomb's heat triggers the fusion bomb. And yeah, fusion basically is way too powerful than fission. Fusion is how the stars work, right? So we create for whatever moment a mini star.
Fission bombs can at most achieve 500 kilotons of yield, whereas thermonuclear bombs can go from several hundred kilotons to tens of megatons. The largest of these devices was the Soviet Tsar bomb, which exploded with a yield of 50 megatons. However, the design of this bomb called for a 100 megaton yield, which was scaled back once they realized that was dumb. Anyway, we're going to use
Alright, seriously though, I mean, when it comes to war, nobody gives a shit. Everybody will go to the, whole another level, right? They don't care. They don't think about the humanity. They don't think about anything. It's like when it comes to war, which is the most powerful thing that I can do. That's what every military mentality is. But Tsar Bomba was so fucking powerful that even these military people with these military minds who would do anything to get an edge, like, whoa, okay, let's scale back now, right? Let's not test more and let's just scale back with, testing. That's how powerful Tsar Bomba was. Tsar Bomba created a ripple in a way that in Europe, right, people felt it. And way long in the distance, people's windows broke, right? I mean, that is fucking ridiculous how powerful that bomb was.
This funky nuclear technology and stick it in this, the B-83 nuclear bomb, a thermonuclear device with a maximum yield of 1.3 megatons. Our delivery vehicle will be this, a hypersonic interplanetary missile. Our target is Kevin's Laythe base, which is well defended with surface-to-air missile batteries and patrolling aircraft. It'll speed towards Laythe, turn on its air-breathing engines, fly low to avoid detection by radar, and deliver our little present to the base. So, let's launch.
To be tunnel. Oh, there you go.
Nice. Moving closer to Kerbin, we have the planet you forgot exists.
Man, seriously, I love that somebody created this mod about all these things. Somebody saw all the mechanics of the engine and how the game works, and they thought, wait a minute, we can create all this kind of a different type of war elements to it. I mean, that is, when you think about the exploration of the space, let's be honest, war is gonna follow pretty soon. It's kind of realistic.
Dres. This planet is unremarkable. And of course, Kevin forgot to put any sort of military presence there whatsoever. We're going to use this blind spot to build up a very large presence, using the minerals in its surface to construct a weapon. A very special weapon. But that'll take some time and a lot of mining drones. Moving even closer, Duna, where Kevin has a fairly sizable presence, a base with a few tanks and a whole bunch of surface-to-air missile sites. In some simulations, this base proved to be a tough nut to crack. I tried a helicopter, but Duna's atmosphere was prohibitively thin. I tried some tanks, but Kevin's battalion outgunned us very easily. I tried this high-speed bomber, which was shot down immediately. But then, I had an idea. You see, nuclear warheads underwent many design iterations during their development. Increased power, deliverable versions in bombs, and smaller warheads. One such development was this, the W9. This warhead was small enough that it could be loaded into an artillery shell and fired out of a gun. This gun was called Atomic Annie, and could fire this projectile up to 30 kilometers away. The warhead itself had a yield of 50.
Yeah, in the Fallout 4, the Fat Boy, right? The launcher, portable launcher. I'm pretty. That was created from a real world, portable launcher. You can't launch it from the shoulders, right? You have to mount it on the, floor like some machine gun or something. But it was very portable. So it's ridiculous that somebody actually created a Fat Boy in real world, who can basically launch a nuke. And that was like what? I don't know how big it was, but it wasn't that big, right? It's like a mini nuke launcher with some stand or something. So that was fucking ridiculous.
15 kilotons, which was equivalent to Little Boy. Now, this cannon is great, but it's vulnerable to aeroplanes. Lucky for us, though, Kevin assumed that Duna couldn't support any planes since it has no oxygen, and didn't investigate further than that. So no planes to worry about. All we need to do now is send it over. So let's go.
Okay. And there you go. What if the gun misfires?
Wonderful. Gentlemen, I think it's time we scale things up. Moving back to Dres, as you can see, we've mined a lot of stuff and completed production of our special weapon. An engine. A really big engine. But where to move it? We've taken Jewel and Duna, I don't want to destroy Kerbin, and Moho, he's cool. This leaves one last target. Eve. I don't like Eve one bit, and Kevin has built a lot of stuff on it. SAM sites, surface bases, aircraft, orbiting platforms. But I don't have to deal with that stuff, or with Eve, if it's not there. Gentlemen, start the engines.
Damn. This is what Mass Effect 1 DLC or something. Oh, I love this effect. Look at that. Everything's so hot that it glows. It's so fucking good. Oh, that's an actual vision. What? Oh. Okay, I get it. He added it later. But imagine that, right? You can have a first-person view from some planet. You can see the moon is blowing up there. Every time I see Mass Effect games like Mass Effect, always is this kind of a mentality. Like all the epic scenes, like you can see black hole in the sky from some planet, which looks epic, right? And also some asteroid fell into some moon or something just like this. You see it, right? With the real world physics type of thing, right? I mean, not just some weird looking explosion, but a proper, like how it realistically, how it would look, right? So this is kind of close to that. This is so good. This, you know, the first person vision that was just there.
What the fuck? Turning our attention back to Kerbin, this is where the bulk of Kevin's force is. He has hundreds of planes, tanks, and drones. But at this point, so do we. And ours all happen to be stationed in orbit,
Oh, no.
ready to strike at any moment.
Proper
And
music.
now is that moment.
Final war begins. Oh, this is so epic. It's playing in the stereo.
Where the fuck is Kevin? I'm gonna fucking kill a little rat!
Oh. Holy fuck! I smell something. Ah, Jesus Christ! You're an alien! I fucking knew it! You can't fool me, you little shit. I had you from day one. Alright, well. I'm just gonna go over here and punch in some numbers. Don't worry about it, Kevin. And start charging. Alrighty, Kev. I'm sending you back to Proxima Centauri. Clearly where you belong. So see you later, Kevin. May we never meet ever again.
Okay. What the f just happened?
And that's it, fellas. I'm done. I'm free. No more KSP. I'm going on holiday for about a month, but once I'm back, big things are coming. So get subscribed. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, buy the frog, and I'll see you next time.
What is that? What just happened at the last? I didn't understand the last thing. Alright, so this is literally the end. Okay. So I guess when he said that he's gonna only make 3 was kind of true, but everybody was demanding more, so he just made this, war thing with Kevin, right? I like how he just kicked Kevin's ass throughout the whole thing, right? With scientific explanation about bombs, this and that, strategies and shit. Yeah. Right, well, that was Kerbal Space Program 4 War by the channel Martin Cytopants. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down if you want to react to any specific video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.